Thank you. Good evening. We'll call the meeting of the City of Hawarden City Council, Hawarden, Iowa, to order on Wednesday, November 8th, 2017 at 5:30 p.m. All present are council other than Councilman Harvey and staff other than Tom Kane. Got a number of agenda items tonight, some important ones for the future of Hawarden this evening. Standard agenda item approval of October 25th, 2017 council meeting minutes is number 1A. Is there a motion for that approval?
So move.
There's been a motion by John. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. Thank you. Questions, clarifications with those? Hearing none, then all in favor of the October 25th, 2017 council meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 4-0. Agenda item number 1B is approval of the November 8th claims for payment. Travis, questions for those?
None, thanks.
Okay. Tim, do you have questions? Payne?
None, thank you.
Okay, thank you, John.
No, so move.
Motion by John for claims for payment. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. All in favor then of claims for payment for November 8th, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That again passes 4-0. Agenda item number 1C, open business from the community. Thank you. Hearing none, we'll move on then to the mayor's report. Our thanks to Jessica Butler, Tim Kurth, Robert Bach, Jen Bergsma, and Robert Clucky for running for the 3 positions on the Hawarden City Council. We congratulate and look forward to having Tim Kurth return to the City Council for another term, and for Jen Bergsma and Robert Clucky joining the City Council. Gary and I will begin to assist the new council persons with information about the city and information about their rights and obligations as City Council members. This will greatly help them as they begin their terms at the end of December. I want to congratulate and to continue to support the West Sioux football team, their coaches, the staff, and the cheerleaders as they play in the semifinal game this Friday at the University of Northern Iowa. They've dedicated themselves to a very successful season so far. We thank them for representing our communities of Hawarden, Ireton, and Chatsworth in such a great manner. We started the process of hiring the new city administrator for the city of Hawarden in July of this year. Under the direction of the City Council, Councilperson John, Councilperson Travis, and I screened 30 applications for this position. With thorough background checks, there were 5 interviews with input from the City Council, myself, and City Management member Tom and Pam. Tonight we have on the agenda for consideration and approval the contract for Michael J. DeBryan. And lastly, our thanks go to our veterans as they are honored this Saturday on Veterans Day. Do we have any comments from the City Council members this evening? Hearing none, we'll move to staff reports. Jim, anything from you?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you. Pam?
No, nothing, thanks.
Anything in the cup? Just kidding. Gary?
I do have several items tonight. First of all, I'd like to remind everyone that Northwest REC is continuing to make improvements on their line coming into Hawarden. That being said, we do have another scheduled power outage for 12:01 a.m. Sunday morning, December 3rd. So again, that's at 12:01 a.m. Sunday morning, December 3rd, and don't get it confused with. We had a little confusion last time, but it was pretty well understood. I think it was. But we just want to make sure everyone understands it is a Sunday morning, but it's right after midnight Sunday morning. So, and the power outage will probably last anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours, depending on how long it takes them to do what they need to do. And then we will have another one about 6 weeks later when they're actually having to put some jumpers on to do some work, and so they're putting the jumpers on, and then somewhere in the 6 to 8 week timeline, they'll have to take the jumpers back off again, which will require another short outage. So we'll try to do that, and it's seems like that time of day works quite well for pretty much everyone, and doesn't interrupt places like Casey's where they begin to make donuts at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and so you try to time it as best you can around everyone's schedule and make it it's never convenient, but it's the best we could do. So anyway, we'll try to do a good job of notification like we did last time as well, so that we'll contact businesses individually and make sure that notices get out in the proper places so people are aware. We will be closed tomorrow morning from 7:30 to 8 for a short staff meeting. And then also want to remind everyone that we're closed Friday for observance of Veterans Day. Veterans Day is on Saturday, and it is a legal holiday for the city, so we'll be taking Friday off to observe Veterans Day. We would like to do oaths of office at the next council meeting on December 13th. If you're available, hopefully, you can be here, and Tim, and we'll get a hold of Rob as well. The code says that they're supposed to be done by 12 noon on the first working day in January, so we want to get them done prior to that so that you're ready to jump right into the fire on the 1st of January. Also, I wanted to talk with you as City Council and make sure that you're okay with us only having one meeting in November and December as we usually do. The second meeting in November is the day before Thanksgiving, and the second meeting in December would be the day after our Christmas holiday. So if you guys are still okay with that, our next meeting will be December 13th. And then again, we won't have another one until January. We'll just approve 2 sets of claims at each meeting if that's okay. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thought the staff in the city did a nice job last time when we had the power outage of notifying businesses and citizenry in regards to website and those types of things, so that's important.
Yeah.
Especially now as we're in a little bit colder weather cycle with that, so thank you very much. Any questions for staff? Did I ask you, Mike, if you had any questions? Anything?
No, you didn't,
Thanks.
but no, I don't.
Okay. Just read your mind, I think, on that. Don't see Jason this evening, so we'll move on to agenda item number 4. Agenda item number 4 is a resolution 2017-20 obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment finance obligations, which shall come due in the next succeeding fiscal year. Want to make sense of all that, please?
We can sure try. With certain businesses that make improvements in the community, we do what are called TIF abatements, or in which it's a graduated 5-year abatement of taxes. It's 75% the first year, 60% the second year, 45% the third, 30% the fourth, and 15% the fifth year. This is the 5th year of the Coilcraft abatement, and we have to approve those on an annual basis. They're called an annual appropriation, so that they have to be approved annually by the council. Even though we do have a loan or a development agreement in place that says that the city intends to do that, he still has to be appropriated by the council each year. This year will be the last for Coilcraft. If you remember, we've done those on other entities as well, and again, there are no other outstanding appropriations at this time, so this will be the last one. So.
Okay. Questions in that regard?
So moved.
Motion by Travis for resolution 2017-20. Is there a second? seconded by Tim. Roll call vote, please, for Resolution 2017-20.
Allen.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Kurth.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
On a 4-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2017-20 passes. Agenda item number 5, another resolution, this one number 2017-21, authorizing internal advance to Tax Increment Revenue Fund, TIF-A, and A amendment.
I'll maybe talk about both or both item 5 and 6 at the same time because they're both dealing with the same issue. Anytime you have TIF districts, you have to certify debt by December 1st of each year for the following year. So we're certifying debt for next year. That debt has already been incurred, but we're certifying debt on West 10th Street financing and 16th Street financing so that we can use revenues generated from those TIF areas to make those payments for the city. TIF, again, TIF is the area in which you generate revenue, and then you can spend the money anywhere in the city, but TIF districts are an area that are designed to raise revenue to spend to make economic development or infrastructure improvements in the city. So that's what these are. We're just certifying debt so that we can make the payments next year on West 10th, 16th Street out of TIF revenue. So I might add that TIF-A and TIF-A amendment, you see those letters, they designate different areas that we have created TIFs in the past. TIF-A and A amendment, TIF-A is down around the old packing plant area. A amendment is the industrial park where Baumgars, Coalcraft, those facilities are located. And then we get down to TIF-D, that is out by, TIF-D is where plasticology is located. So, give you some idea.
We've been over the years very prudent with our TIF financials.
Very much so, yeah. It's been a good tool. We had another TIF. We do have a couple other TIF areas, but actually one left. We did let TIF-1 expire. That was pretty much the whole residential area of the community from here north. And we let that expire last year. We exceeded the 20-year limitation, and we let that expire. We don't lose that money. It goes back into the general fund. We get our percentage of the general fund, and the school also gets a percentage of it. So it doesn't go away. We just get a little less money in it, but it goes directly into our general fund. So,
Hearing that, is there a motion for Resolution 2017-21?
So moved.
Moved by Tim. Is there a second to that resolution?
Second.
Seconded by John. Further questions or clarifications? Roll call vote, please, for Resolution 2017-21.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Kurth.
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
On a 4-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2017-21 passes. Again, as Gary mentioned, agenda item number 6, much like Resolution 2017-21, although this is Resolution 2017-22, authorizing then the internal advance to Tax Increment Revenue Fund to TIF-D.
So moved.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. Questions with this? Pam, I'd like a roll call vote, please, for Resolution 2017-22.
Olson.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Kurth.
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
On a 4-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2017-22 passes. Agenda item number 7 then would be consideration and approval of city administrator contract with Michael J. DeBryan. As you know, we've worked with Mike to work out the contract agreement, very similar to contract that we had in force with Mr. Tucker for the last number of years. So you've all seen that. Are there comments or thoughts with that?
Make a motion to approve.
It's been a motion by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tim. Questions or clarifications with that? Roll call vote be in order for that, Mr. Pickner?
Might as well.
We're kind of in a roll call roll, so to speak.
We're doing it.
A roll call vote then, please, for the approval of city administrator contract for Michael J.D. Bryan.
Kurth,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
4-0 roll call vote. Approval of the city administrator contract with Mike D. Bryan will be signed. Jim and Gary and myself have been talking in regards to that start date. We're looking at January 1st, starting Mike as the assistant city administrator. Could you give us an update where we're going to be then with how the police chief position will be filled at this point?
Well, we've already had conversations. We've created a job description and an ad placement. Travis is going to place that with Indeed.com tomorrow, I believe, and Mike will put it out on, it's a listserv basically for police departments, and we'll also consider advertising maybe in some newspapers, just have some conversation as to which ones, and it gets very expensive very quickly, so we need to, if we do that, we need to shorten the ad up and also be very explicit as to where we want to advertise and why, because we can spend a lot of money in a hurry on newspaper ads. So we'll have some conversation about that and get those ads placed in the next week here. What we've put in the ad is December 8th as a final application date, and you know, I'm not sure when we'll get, how quickly someone will get hired after that, but it's going to take some time. We probably won't. I can't imagine there'll be one in place December or January 1. But
Yeah, we're running into
holidays.
couple major holidays here.
So you know, Mike will probably have to fill those shoes, and then we'll do our training that we can on Mondays and other times when it works out. So we'll make it work. So.
Okay, and then per code, that's a mayoral appointment, is it not?
Yeah.
So we'll be working hard with that, so.
Yep.
Good, and we want to congratulate Mike on being, still being with us in a different position, so we appreciate that very much. There are no other agenda items tonight, as Gary had mentioned. Actually, then, our next regular scheduled meeting will be Wednesday, December the 13th. We wish everyone a blessed holiday. We wish the Falcons good luck on Friday. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Tim. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. All in favor then of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, City Council is adjourned.